So people love to say that Jesus is my Sabbath, or Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath, without understanding what that actually means. And it doesn't say that Jesus is the Sabbath. By the way, his name is Yeshua. He comes in his father's name, Jehovah. Yeshua literally means salvation in Hebrew. Jesus is a name that was, basically the name was changed so you would call him the wrong name. There's a whole false identity tied to that name. But I'm going to just try and stay on track. Explaining how Yeshua is the Lord of the Sabbath and what that actually means. And, you know, I'll explain how the disciples remained blameless on the Sabbath day, even though they technically broke it. So in Matthew 12:10 is, oh wait, is it 10? Sorry, verse 8 is where we get the Jesus is the Sabbath, or the Lord of the Sabbath. So it says, for the Son of Man, Yeshua, is Lord even of the Sabbath day. But we're going to go back to the start and read a bit of Matthew 12. So at that time, Yeshua went on the Sabbath day. And just side note, the Sabbath, it just means the rest day. It's the 7th day. With the calendar that we have, it's Saturday. Yeah, I won't get too much into the Sunday stuff, but it's Saturday. Yeshua went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were hungered and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said to him, behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day, like working, like they were laboring, or I don't know, however they wanted to see it, picking the corn, like you're not supposed to, it's a day of rest, basically. So you're not supposed to buy or sell or do any work or anything like that. But he said to them, have you not read what David did when he was hungered, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of God, and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them that were with him, but only for the priests? Or have you not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? Well, yeah, there's a lot more stuff to connect to this, but it's okay. So we have to figure out what David did, because it's referring to another scripture here. That's connecting to 1 Samuel 21. Verse 4. And the priest answered David and said, there is no common bread under my hand, but there is hallowed bread, if the young men have kept themselves at least from women. And David answered the priest and said unto him, of a truth, women have been kept from us about these 3 days. Remember that 3, because that's important. Since I came out, and the vessels of the young men are holy, and the bread is in a manner condition, yea, though it was sanctified this day in the vessel. So David and who else was it? The priest or whatever. But okay, David was able to eat this hallowed bread, holy bread. Why? Because he had kept himself and the the men he was with had kept themselves from women for 3 days. This is talking about not sleeping with them. It's talking about a 3-day sexual fast. This is a connection to the key of David. But where am I going now? So yeah, the key of David is in Revelation. think it's 3. Yeah. Revelation 3, verse 7. So it's talking about the church of Philadelphia, one of the 7 churches. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things says he that is holy, he that is true, he that has the key of David, he that opens, and no man shuts, and shuts and no man opens. Key of David. That's talking about this thing. David was able to remain blameless because he had kept himself from women for 3 days. 3-day sexual fast. I mean, that's the key of David in a nutshell. And where else? There's a connection in Deuteronomy 5. I'm having my blank. First, where is it? So, back to the start of Matthew 12, the disciples are picking corn. How are they able to do that and remain blameless? Like, technically they're doing a work on the Sabbath. You know, it would be like harvest work, whatever you could see it as. So these guys were doing this because they were out fulfilling the royal law, doing the work of God. So, and they're plucking the ears of corn and eating them. That's a key as well. They're not storing up the corn. They're not like doing a full harvest. They're just picking it to eat it there and then. So these guys would have been keeping the key of David, the 3-day sexual fast, to keep them blameless. It's the same thing as today. If you keep the key of David, you can remain blameless on the Sabbath. If you're out ministering to people and you didn't bring food with you, or you ran out of water, or whatever it is, you could go and buy yourself some food or a drink of water, or I don't know, you see someone in need and you're able to witness them, but they need something, so you can go and buy them something. You can technically break the Sabbath if you hold the key of David, but it's not an excuse to abuse that. You wouldn't go and do your weekly shop just because you have the key of David. Like, you don't use it for your own advantage. It's just there. If you do happen to break it, you remain blameless. What else? Yeah, and I'm gonna go into a little bit about, you know, not taking it to the letter, and I don't know, we'll go from verse 10 in Matthew 12. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered, and they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. And he said to them, what man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it falls into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is man better than sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. What else? Yeah, basically, like, it's just like common sense. And, you know, for example, a few people have had, you know, medical emergencies on the Sabbath day. Does that mean they stay at home, potentially get worse or die? Or like, it's like, if there's something urgent, you can do it. It's not, the point is to rest and read the Bible. Obviously, if something urgent happens, then you can deal with that. I've even had people say to me, oh, well, how is it rest if a woman is in labor on the Sabbath day? Well, is she not doing well in bringing another child into the kingdom? She's bringing forth life. a creation of God? Is that not doing well? Like, that's so silly, and you can't control that. Anyway, I don't know what else I wanted to explain. Yeah, but also the key of David is taught by permission and not commandment. I can't remember what that is. I think it's like maybe Corinthians. But yeah, both parties have to be in agreement, both the husband and wife. But it's like, if you have the knowledge of that thing, it's a blessing of God. It what is it? It gives you reviving in your bondage. Like, you know, it's heavy on the heart having to do this work, and having the knowledge of prophecy. It's sweet in the mouth, bitter in the belly. It gives you some reviving. It strengthens you. It was even used, the key of David, this 3-day sexual fast, to strengthen soldiers for battle. Now it's the same thing, but a spiritual thing. So men fulfilling the royal law aren't going to physical battle, but they are battling, you know, with principalities basically. But they're plowing the field spiritually. They're going, you know, sharing the truth, rebuking, to try and save people's souls. And what else? What else have to explain? I mean, yeah, you can even look it up. You know, there's been a whole rise in the men abstaining to get all these like physical benefits, like a clearer mind, stronger body, all these things. It's actually scientifically backed up, and I think even when people are trying to conceive, they're told to like have a break for a few days to build up the what's the word? Potency, I guess, of the sperm to help chances of getting pregnant. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a blessing. Like, if you're on covenant and, you know, your partner agrees, then awesome. If they don't, then you don't have to do it. But if you have the chance to and they agree, then do it. Why not? It's a blessing. Yeah, and I guess what else? Basically, yeah, just quickly, the Sabbath is the 7th day, Saturday dawn to Sunday dawn, because God's people are the children of light, not the dark. That's 1 Thessalonians 5, 2 Peter 1. Oh, I always get this mixed up. Or is it 1 Peter 2? 2 Peter. Yeah, 2 Peter 1:19. And yeah, no buying or selling. It's a day of rest to read the Bible together with other believers that want to obey God. You know, receive meat in due season, so like confirmation and prophecy is revealed, and it's really amazing. What else? I hope that was an okay teaching. I'm not in the clearest head today, but yeah, thanks for watching.